The new issue of Forbes is out. We have the Billionaires issue, and these are the 5 things you have to check out. Number 1, of course, the Billionaires list. We have all 1,426 billionaires, the most billionaires ever. We have 210 new billionaires this year. That's the biggest jump ever. And the collective net worth, over $5 trillion. That's the first time we've gone over the $5 trillion mark. So we have every single billionaire listed in order. This is the Bible of capitalism. Number 2, we have the cover subject, Mikhail Prokhorov. Most people know him as the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, partners with Jay-Z. But what's really interesting, and this is somebody worth about $13 billion, is that he's not interested in business anymore. He's not even interested in sports. It's more like a hobby for him. He's interested in politics, and he is making plans to succeed Vladimir Putin as president of Russia. Number 3, we've got a really in-depth story from Kerry Dolan about a very interesting billionaire, Prince Alwaleed, who is always one of the top 50 billionaires in the world. But we have an investigation. He may not be as rich as he tells everybody he is, and Kerry goes into a very long and interesting and sometimes strange story about a very insecure prince, a very insecure billionaire, and the lengths he's gone to get himself higher on this list. Number 4, we have an interesting billionaire, Nick Woodman. He's 37. He invented something called the GoPro camera, which anybody who skis or surfs knows about, and probably nobody else does. But in this age of niches, that's where you find riches, and he's found it to the tune of $1.3 billion. This is somebody who's 37, completely self-made, and it's a great American story. It's about having an idea, understanding a small niche, executing perfectly, and now he's one of the youngest self-made billionaires in America. And number 5, we have a story that actually has some historical significance. Phan Net Vong is our first Vietnamese billionaire. He joins the list this year, and in some ways it's a true milestone, because think about the history of that country and our country, and even think about the Vietnam War and what it was fought about, communism versus capitalism. I mean, the history books will show, 1975, fall of Saigon, that communism won the battle, so to speak. But if you look long term, capitalism won the war. We have our first billionaire from Vietnam. He made his money in Eastern Europe selling ramen noodles. He brought all that money back to Vietnam. He's now the richest man in Vietnam. So maybe this is a sign, 40 plus years later, that the Vietnam War really is finally over. This is one of our cornerstone franchises. It's something people around the world wait for, and it's never been better.